Hey guys, King of Trials here, to be your judge, your jury, and your analyst. Today I bring to you the best budget team for Ultra Premier Cup. Yeah, if you hear my voice and there's a little bit weird about it, yesterday, I literally cornered like 20 wrestling matches. And it was freaking, oh my god, I love it so much. But, yo, JV tournaments are so stressful. Like, first year tournaments are so stressful. A lot of my kids, they did really well. I think all of them did really well. They learned a lot, and a lot of them actually got a lot of dubs. And I'm surprised I still have my voice. My voice is still like here, cause like when I woke up this morning, I drank some water. I was like, man, like I need my voice because I'm a therapist. All right, so like I'm making this one video, and I'm like gonna rest my voice for like the rest of the day. So, but. Again, this is my top budget team for Ultra Premier Cup. For those of you, if you've been watching my content for a while, you know that this team is good. And I'm about to show you because it's going to take out a triple XL team, and it was so freaking satisfying. But before we get started, it's going to be my therapist mental health tip of the day. And as usual, you could skip this by going straight to the chapters, but I don't know why you would skip free psycho ed, because I'm about to tell you, if you can't afford therapy, a lot of people make this thing out like, oh, therapy's so unaffordable, blah, 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 because $100, $200, etc. Actually, that it really is. So therapy can be an upwards of $100 to like $500+ per hour. In the Bay Area, all my professors that have private practices literally charge like $300 up, or they'll prorate you based off of your income. But you can afford therapy. If you're unsure of whether therapy fits your budget, this is an article from Psych Central, and like I mentioned, all articles from Psych Central are reviewed by mental health professionals such as myself. So you know it's good. But if you are unsure whether or not you can afford therapy or not, this is a great article to do so. The first thing you want to check is your insurance, because your insurance should be able to have in there about a cover that covers some mental health services. Even if you're not going to get a full-blown session every year, what you can get is you get like 10 free services, etc. Like for example, one of my friends has their company covers 10 free therapy sessions. So those 10 free sessions might actually be enough for you to work on what you go on right now, and then you should be able to develop your coping mechanisms, and help yourself out up until when you're able to get another 10 sessions, etc. So there's a lot of different methods for you to get. There's also something called sliding scale. So sliding scale prorates your cost per therapy hour based off of your income. So therapy can, like when I was with the city of Fremont, when I was working for technically I'm working for the city government, or the city government, because I work for a school district. But when I worked for my other agency, therapy would literally be as little as $5 an hour. So don't listen to people who have no idea what they're talking about, like, oh my god, therapy's so expensive. So no, they have no idea what they're talking about. They've probably never been in therapy to begin with. That, or they never asked or researched how therapy can be affordable. So yes, it's expensive, but there are affordable options out there, and make sure you take a look at this article if you're looking for it. But before we get started, that's not before we get started. Without further ado, this is my top budget team for Ultra Premier Cup, and let's get started. Alright, here are the battles. We have Charizard versus Dragonite. This is where we want Dragonite, because this is why we're using Dragon Breath. Dragon Breath is super effective against Dragonite, and you kind of want to try to... You're gonna land on Dragon Claw at the same time that they land on theirs, but the thing is, Dragonite wins CMP. So what we're gonna do here is just go straight Dragon Claw and try to break as many shields as you possibly can. If you contribute to one shield, you won't be able to farm them down completely, but as you see here, we get a Gengar. So I'm trying to be really careful here, because you don't want to get shot. Well, you could get Shadow Ball, but it sucks. And also, you don't know if this Gengar is carrying something crazy like Focus Blast. And we already broke one shield, so I'm going to shield this and pray that we don't get baited, and for sure it's a Focus Blast. So this person tries to Spirit Bomb me into the next dimension, but you know what we call it. I'm going to fire the Hydro Cannon here. This should KO Gengar, and you see me overcharge just a little bit so that I can get a little bit of extra energy so that we can throw it at this Dragonite. Even though this won't outright kill, this is at least going to do some chip damage. So this should put Dragonite in the range to where if they don't fire here, I'm going to be able to get to another Hydro Cannon, and I do. So it's kind of odd why they didn't fire, but you know, it's okay. It's okay. Don't think about your opponent's mistakes, and this is pretty much game over. We have a Snorlax versus like 75% Charizard and a Venusaur, so my opponent knows it's over, so they're going to top left. This is why community moves are just obscenely powerful. And as you see, we lose this is the losing lead from hell. If you lose the lead like this, send in Swampert and try to mirror. You're not going to be able to win this one. Hopefully they send in something where you can possibly come out with some kind of win condition and win out switch, like with Gallade. So Gallade is a fantastic safe switch. However, our opponent should have stayed in, for the reason that Gallade is actually pretty slow. As long as you time your mud shots right, they shouldn't be able to get triple Leaf Blades onto you. So we're going to expend both of our shield here, but we want to win switch. So what I'm going to have to do is that win switch, and then we have the Swampert go against Venusaur. Typical alignment matchup, despite the fact that you lose a really hard lead. What would have been worse is if our opponent actually stayed in. Well, our opponent should have done was staying with Swampert. If you get the Swampert mirror, your Swampert has energy lead, so you should never swap out. So as you see here, we're just going to go straight for Hydro Cannons. There's no reason to do anything else. And we're going to be able to get this Hydro Cannon before they do. I think about overcharging by like 1, but it doesn't really matter because their Swampert's going to have to come in and then expend their energy anyways. So as you see, we're going to take out their Gallade, and I expect Swampert to come in. They're going to either overcharge or they're going to fire right away. So as you see here, they're overcharging just a little bit and they're going to fire. But now we have Venusaur onto Swampert. So fun fact, a Shadow Earthquake won't outright kill Venusaur. Our opponent might switch out, so I'm just trying to be careful here, but I'm waiting for that Earthquake and waiting for them to come in with something because we don't want them to come in and snipe us with anything. Earthquake goes through, won't KO regular Venusaur, and then we get a Skarmory. I send in Charizard, I hit Blast Burn, and Venusaur should win CMP against Swampert, and this is game. Blast Burn goes through, our opponent has to blow their energy with their Swampert with Hydro Cannon, and then we should have the Frenzy Plant set up to take out our opponent. Textbook match here. Lose the lead, send in switch, win switch, and then your back row is great against their lead. And also, like I mentioned, because community moves are just so freaking strong, that's what it is. It's what it is. It's like, what's a game that I can relate this to? Or like an anime. It's like, it's like Demon Slayer, you know what I mean? The Hashira. They're ridiculously strong and they all have like strong moves or whatnot. And this is exactly what community moves. They're like the Hashira from Demon Slayer, if you know what I mean. But yes, I'm a huge anime fan. I have to watch Chainsaw Man today, so I have to watch Chainsaw Man and I have to watch, well no, actually I watched the latest episode of My Hero with my brother yesterday. After we watched the UFC fight, that UFC card was freaking nuts, by the way. Oh my god, I cannot believe, like, I still think that was an early stoppage because freaking Pierre he wasn't out cold. Like, Izzy wasn't out cold for those of you UFC fans, so, like, I can't wait for the rematch, because it's going to be freaking nuts. But it's a good day to be a UFC fan. As you see, we got Trevenant onto Charizard. I talked about this matchup before on my analysis, where the top 5 teams, where you don't want to eat a Shadow Ball. As long as you call the Shadow Ball, you're pretty safe here. So, as you see, Dragon Claws are going to go through, and we're going to be able to outright win switch here. Or we're going to keep alignment. So, what's going to happen is that we see a Crobat's going to come back in, and we're just going to go for the Dragon Claw. I fire this in hopes that I might be able to get to another move because Crobat is kind of terrible here for the fact that the thing about Crobat is that I'm trying to get the Blast Burn. I might have been able to get to it, but I don't risk it, and then I'm going to send in Swampert. This Crobat should be in range of 1 Hydro Cannon. You don't want to eat a Shadow Ball, but the saving grace is that Crobat doesn't get same type attack bonus or stab with Shadow Ball. So, and Swampert can eat can actually eat a Shadow Ball. As you see, it ate it pretty comfortably, and we got Venusaur. So here's what okay, this is actually what really sucks. So what I'm gonna have to do here is Sludge Bomb as much as I can, farm this Venusaur down if it's possible, or somehow get to 2 Hydro Cannons. I'm behind by 1 Vine Whip, so I already know I'm gonna get double Sludge Bombed. So this is actually really iffy here. However, the thing is, my Swampert has a Hydro Cannon. So what I can do here, there's multiple things I can do here. 2 Sludge Bombs don't kill. So I see 2 Sludge Bombs don't kill. I'm going to get close to my other Sludge Bomb, but what's going to happen here is that I should be able to combo in and send in Swampert, and maybe I can either 1 fast move down if I can run the clock, and I don't get it. So unfortunately, I might get it. My opponent swaps out. However, I have a hunch that they don't have enough energy This is a Poison Fang, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to double up on Hydro Cannon, and that Venusaur shouldn't have enough energy for a Frenzy Plant. So double up on Hydro Cannon, and then 2 Hydro Cannons should be able to close out the match here. This is what quick switching and quick player mechanics, this is when you know you're really good at player mechanics, because you switch in fast and you recognize your win conditions. Now as you see, I recognize my mind here, double Hydro Cannons go through, and it sends us the dub. You don't want to fast move down, because by some freak accident that they survive one mud shot and they win CMP, and they get to Vine Whip, you are dead. So yeah, don't risk it. And this is why we want Dragon Breath again. We get another Dragonite matchup, but this is why you want Dragon Breath. As you see, the dragons are a lot more popular, as in Dragonite, because of the fact that it has superpower. But the great thing is that's a Shadow. So here's the issue here. So that's a Shadow Dragonite, and the problem with it is we get a shield, but they swap out a Lucario, and I don't really have anything for this Lucario but Swampert. So I can't get Shadow Balled here, and I'm down a shield. What I should have done to make this a safer win condition was actually fire a Dragon Claw in an attempt to bait, because our opponent's going to will likely shield, and then we come in with the 2-to-1 shield advantage. But we're still able, if you make a mistake like this, just make up for your mistakes. You know what I mean? There's still a win condition until the fat Charizard, until the fat Snorlax sings, there's always a win condition. So power punches are going to go through. We lose Swampert and we lose alignment, but this is okay. So I'm going to send in Charizard. This is likely going to be another power punch, so I don't shield anything here. What I'm going to do is I'm trying to get a little more extra energy, and then they swap into Dragonite. I'm going to fire this Dragon Claw, and I should be able to get to the point to where their Lucario is in Dragon Claw range. Unless they send in whatever their back row is. And as you see, Lucario comes in. What sucks is I'm going to have to send in Venusaur, and Venusaur is going to eat a Shadow Ball. That's just if I shield, and well, it's not going to have to eat it. I have to call the Shadow Ball. But I'm going to come in here with bazillion energy. I'm going to farm that Lucario and come out with double Frenzy Plants. And the double Frenzy Plants, because my opponent isn't switched out here, it shows me that my opponent doesn't like this Venusaur. And sure enough, they do not. There's a Walrein that comes in, and Walrein will die to 2 Frenzy Plants. It takes more than 1 Icicle Spear to take out a Venusaur. So as you see here, all we're going to be able to get double Frenzy Plants. I should have 1 CMP even if they did get to an Icicle Spear, and we come out with a dub. We literally just Steph Curry'd our way to victory. So that, as you see here, like, dang, that was good. That was a good battle. And for our final battle, we got Charizard onto Jellicent XL. This is how you know this team works. You are about to see a triple XL team get dominated. Well, not dominated, but despite losing the lead, somehow, some way, we're going to be able to come out with some kind of win condition here. They fire Bubble Beam. I want this to happen. I'm going to swap out to Swampert. When you get this scenario, your win condition is to literally get an Earthquake through shields. So I'm not going to shield anything here. Even if they fire a Shadow Ball, I'll take the damage. But what I want is I want that Earthquake to go through. We want to take out this Jellicent, because Jellicent is really bad for Swampert and Charizard. Venusaur can handle it, but if this thing has Ice Beam, it's going to suck. So as you see, I get an Earthquake through, and I should be able to fire this Hydro Cannon. If our opponent shields this sucks. But we want to get rid of Jellicent. So Jellicent goes down, and we get a Scrafty. So I'm already convinced that this is the Scrafty Jellicent Nidoqueen. This used to be the most powerful XL team in Ultra Premier Cup, and look at this super heavy try-hard using this team. Like, okay, I'm not making fun of them because it's super mega try-hard, but the fact that a super mega try-hard team just lost to a budget team, that's how you know budget teams work. So I already know in the back we have a Nidoqueen. I'm going to get a little bit of extra energy here and fire this Frenzy Plant. Our opponent isn't switching out right away because I already know there's a Nidoqueen in the back. There's definitely a Nidoqueen in the back. My opponent shields. I have to call the foul play here, so I'm like, should you shield or not shield? And I choose not to shield, and that's a bad idea because that's a foul play. And in comes the Nidoqueen. So we have a 2-to-1 shield advantage. This Frenzy Plant should take out this Nidoqueen's final shield. And then what's going to happen here is I actually don't shield this. I bank that somehow Venusaur will live, and we get the Frenzy Plant off, baby. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to send in Charizard, and having Charizard with 2 shields should be able to win us the match. So Venusaur goes down, go for the Blast Burn. And the thing is, we still have 2 shields. So with a 2-shield Charizard, I should be able to burn this thing down. And then all I have to do is double Blast Burn for the dub. So, again, it's hilarious. You're even using a shiny Nidoqueen. But yeah, triple XL just went down a freaking budget team. All we have to do is farm this thing down. I should be able to come out with enough energy to be able to blast burn that Scrafty in the back and come out with a W. We win CMP anyway, so if Scrafty somehow comes out and has a move, it doesn't matter. We burn down the Nido Queen, we blast burn, and we sent this freaking Scrafty XL to the Shadow Realm. Congratulations, Super Mega Tryhard Jesus. You just lost a budget team. And we lost the lead too, which is hilarious. Nice GG's. I hope y'all enjoyed the battles because that was a really sweet battle. I was so satisfied after that. And that's game. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Luckily, Scarlet and Violet is coming out this week. But the thing is, okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to pick up the copy of my game. I might not play it because what's going to happen is that literally the following day, I have to coach a girls tournament all the way in Antioch, which is like an hour and 5 minutes away. And even though as excited as I am to open this game, I'm staying the crap up. I'm staying the F up. I'm staying the hell away from Twitter. I'm staying the hell away from Twitter, like for real though. So you'll likely see a video for Scarlet and Violet come out on Sunday. Because Saturday, when I get home from that tournament, I'm going to start playing. So I'm going to start getting everything set up, etc. But I'm super excited. I'm super excited to dive into a new game. So I hope y'all are here. I'm going to do like a regular playthrough. And then after I do a regular playthrough, I'm going to like shiny hunt or whatever. Or I'm going to try to speedrun it. So then we'll see what I'm going to do. But I'm so excited to do Scarlet and Violet. You'll see my personally go on and hopefully my voices work well. I shouldn't have to yell as much because, like, for the girls tournament, yeah, I shouldn't have to yell that much in comparison to the dudes. So, because it was just literally like 20 matches back to back. For the girls, yes, I'll have to corner every match, but it won't be that bad. So, yeah. It's just JV tournaments chaos, and because they're brand new, you're literally trying to just, like, scream and, like, you're trying to instinctively get them to do what you're trying to do. And when you're running on instinct, if you've ever wrestled, you know what I'm talking about. You go into fight mode and you have technique mode. If you're a great fighter, you could do both. But if you're not, you're either running on instinct or you're just like panicking. You have no idea what the hell you're doing. So, yeah. But I'm looking forward to it. Again, I really do appreciate y'all that lets my content in and out. Do me a huge favor. Please like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. I'm going to rest my voice now so that I don't lose it. And I need it for being a therapist tomorrow for my kids. So, good luck on your Go Ballet sets, and I will see y'all on the next video.